We are often taught that managing money is a hard science. We treat it like physics or engineering, operating under the assumption that financial success is purely a product of mastering formulas and crunching data. Yet the experts who spend their lives studying these systems frequently find themselves among the casualties. Brilliant economists and seasoned CEOs routinely lose everything when the market deviates from their models. Contrast that with the story of Ronald Read, a janitor who never stepped foot in a finance class, but died with a multi-million-dollar fortune simply by living within his means and investing in blue-chip stocks for decades. These outcomes suggest that success depends on how you handle the emotional weight of your choices, making finance more of a behavioral soft skill than a mathematical discipline. A calculator can predict a theoretical yield, but it has no way to account for the human impulse to sell everything when a portfolio drops 40%. Achieving financial security requires a level of self-awareness that spreadsheets cannot provide. What you choose to do with your money drives your long-term results. Most investors start with a major handicap, the belief that they must act as perfectly rational, emotionless machines to succeed. But your habits are dictated by your history. For example, if you came of age during a period of high inflation or a massive recession, your relationship with risk was forged by external factors you didn't choose and couldn't control. Because of this personal history, a financial plan that is technically imperfect but feels reasonable is often more effective than a perfectly rational strategy that looks great on paper but causes constant anxiety. This chart shows the danger of a rigid, math-based strategy. The straight line represents the rational ideal, but when a crash occurs, panic selling pulls the results downward. A reasonable plan anticipates this fear, acting like a net to weather volatility without abandoning the strategy. The only plan that matters is the one you can stay committed to when the global market begins to collapse. Our culture tends to celebrate the massive, optimistic risks that lead to overnight success stories. However, the psychology required to acquire wealth is the exact opposite of the discipline needed to keep it. To get rich, you need to be an optimist, take big swings, and embrace the unknown. To stay rich, you need to practice frugality and maintain a level of humility that borders on financial paranoia. Protection comes from this margin of error. It is a buffer designed to absorb the impact of the surprises you cannot predict, ensuring your core wealth remains untouched. Mastery is not demonstrated by how much you make during a boom, but by how much you retain when the boom ends. There is a common misconception that wealth is defined by the luxury goods and status symbols a person displays to the world. This leads to the man in the car paradox. We buy an expensive vehicle hoping to gain respect, yet onlookers usually ignore the owner and focus entirely on the car. The reality is that true wealth consists of what you do not see. It is found in unspent savings, hidden investment portfolios, and the refusal to upgrade your lifestyle every time your salary increases. Spending money to project the appearance of wealth is the most direct way to reduce your actual net worth. This shift in perspective reveals that money provides its highest value when used as a tool to secure freedom, rather than status. Accumulating savings isn't just about a number in a bank account. It is the act of buying flexibility and options over your daily schedule. The engine behind this is compounding. It works quietly in the background, slowly turning consistency into absolute independence. Warren Buffett's success is a testament to this patience. The vast majority of his fortune was generated after his 50th birthday, the result of decades of allowing compounding to work undisturbed. The most significant return money can provide is the ability to wake up and decide exactly what to do with your day. Achieving that freedom requires you to ignore external comparisons. If you measure your life against the highlight reels of others, you will never reach a state of having enough. We see the consequences of this missing internal limit in the stories of people like Bernie Madoff. His downfall was driven by a refusal to be satisfied, risking what he already had for money he didn't even need. Accepting that external factors, the same luck and risk that shape the era you are born into, remain outside your control, allows you to stop trying to outsmart the global market. You must define your own internal metric for success and recognize the point where your needs are met. By building that invisible psychological fortress, you can step away from the treadmill and reclaim your only non-renewable asset, your time.